What is a coronavirus? A coronavirus is a virus that usually stays only in animals. So humans are unable to get them. Like you have an animal per se like bats. They always talk about bats and coronaviruses. Bats can carry hundreds of coronaviruses that are insignificant to humans, can't affect us. But at times, one of these viruses, for whatever reason, can go from one of these animals, whether it's a bat, whether it's a camel, whether it's, they say these civet, they're not cats, they're more like mongooses that they're tracing back to the SARS outbreak from 2003. Now they're saying there may be this other, I think it's called a pangolin. It's almost like an anteater with scales on it. And they're saying this animal could be a potential host for some of the DNA they're seeing with this virus. So how do these animals get it? Something like that animal can get it from a bat. They may have it. The bat poops from the trees onto some fruit or whatever. And per se, these other animals, then they eat this fruit. Then somehow in this process, it can mutate. Then that animal is carrying it, whether it's in their GI tract, in their guts, or it actually does start to circulate in their system. And then that animal, which it may or may not affect as far as them being sick, then they may be caught and sold in one of these markets. That's why this big wet market, as they call it, or an live animal market or live market, whatever they want to call it, that's where they think this came from. That's the ongoing theory. There's no specifics. They don't know what type of animal. That's a very difficult thing to figure out. But tons of animals are sold in these markets. Some of them are alive, some of them are dead. They eat a lot of exotic animals over there. So these exotic, like this pangolin that I was just talking about, that is considered a delicacy. So someone could have eaten this animal that was infected with one of these coronaviruses, and then now the person may be able to get it. It has to mutate a little bit from its original version in order to be able to attach to our bodies, because we don't have the same abilities to have these viruses. So something has to change in order for it to be able to be active in our system. Otherwise, it goes right through us. It doesn't phase us. So there has to be some little shift. So that's one of the main theories. There's all kinds of theories about that's a global, biological warfare designed virus. None of that has been proven. You're going to see that everywhere. It's talked about. People love conspiracy theories. We can't even say it's not true because we don't know. But multiple countries are looking at this specific coronavirus, researching it day in, night and day, and they haven't seen any genetic abnormalities or genetic sequences that look non-natural to be alarming that it would have been some sort of biologically created manifesto virus. So I don't think that's true. Is it possible? Anything's possible. Whether they stirred one of these viruses up that was natural and made it more readily available, I don't know. Anything's possible, but nothing's been proven at this point. So when people are saying, oh, it's this or oh, it's that, the truth is we don't know. And until we do know, we just keep doing the research. That's all we can do. And wait, unfortunately. When these viruses go from an animal host to a human, we call that zoonotic, or a spillover into humans. Very rare, but there's been several other coronaviruses. SARS from 2003, that was in China as well. They've even called this one SARS-CoV-2 because it's so similar to SARS. There's so much components of this coronavirus that looks so similar to SARS. They're actually, when you look at the research, that's the name of the virus, SARS-CoV-2. The COVID-19 is the disease that it causes, the disease process. So you got the name of the virus, then you have the name of the virus, which is SARS-CoV-2, and then you have the disease that it causes, which is COVID-19. So two distinction there to get the terminology right, per se.